What's good? What's good? Boxing Talk up north. And I got Patricia Duong with me. And we talking about the weekend. Jake Paul. I'm gonna bring in my guy Ian Greene, man. What's
What's up,
going
guys?
on?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, champ. What yo, so what got you into boxing, man?
Oh man, a loaded question. I mean, back in quarantine a couple years ago, I watched the Wilder Fury fight, their first fight, and fell in love with it from there. And then I started boxing myself. And although I loved going to the gym and stuff, I found that I don't know. I didn't feel that the path of being a fighter was really for me. But I love the sport so much that I didn't want to just step away from it. So I found that I love just talking about it, communicating with the fighters, and yeah, I love still being involved in the sport, even if I'm not actually fighting.
No, absolutely, man. Like totally. I think that's something that definitely most of us here are for, like if we
Mm-hmm.
can't be in the ring, because I mean being in the ring is a whole different animal. We
Mm-hmm. Of
can't be in the ring, at least we can commend the fighters on what they're doing.
course, yeah.
Yeah, man. So the first topic here, the highlight knockout, man. Prince Body. My guy from Canada, he pulled it off, man. I couldn't believe it. And I I was like looking at it like, man, he's losing all the rounds pretty much. Cause I
Mm-hmm.
know he's on, Jake Paul and Ashton's his guy. He's probably not gonna get the benefit of doubt any round.
Uh-huh.
So when that knockout came, I was so happy for him, man. What do you make of the fight, Patricia?
I mean, we were literally talking about this while it was happening. And looking back at our little voice messages were so funny because Ashton was dominating every single round. He was displaying his speed, he was displaying his power, right? And then all of a sudden, he had 1 millisecond where he was open and then just gets knocked out to the floor.
Yeah.
My jaw was on the freaking floor. I could not believe that even happened. And he was projected to win too because it was really no competition in the beginning of it. He was dominating every single round. So I still couldn't believe it. We should replay that video back actually, but
Oh, I got it. We gonna play it after I hear what Ian Green got to say about it.
Mm-hmm. I mean that was spectacular. I mean, yeah, I mean going into the fight, Lucas is probably not well known by a lot of the audience that was watching that fight. Everyone's at most 90% of people are tuning into that fight are tuning in to see Ashton Sylve, one of the hottest prospects in boxing. And I mean, he was looking like he was living up to the name of the hottest prospect in boxing every second of the fight up until, I mean, he got caught. He got caught with that first right hand, and then it looked like it might have buckled him a little, and then that right hand and left hook both landed perfectly. And I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a tough situation for Ashton Sylve because he's so young, but I hope he can bounce back. And yeah, I mean, Lucas Bahdi just like put himself into title contention with that knockout. So it's a good win.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I was going around waving that flag of cause I'm from Canada, so I was telling people like Lucas could punch, and
Mm-hmm.
and all he's got to do is land one, and this fight can change. And I didn't suspect that. That was like viral knockout. That's what that was. That
Uh-huh.
wasn't just
Yeah.
no regular knockout. Like that's gonna be talked about for probably the rest of the year. Like the guys going forward
Mm-hmm.
that get knockouts, it's always gonna be compared to that knockout. It's gonna be like, was it better than Lucas Body's knockout? Because if it's not, and there's a few guys that could do it, like Tank. Obviously, he's a dude who put people out, and obviously you got a couple other guys, but man, not like that. That was pretty impressive. Here, I'm gonna play it very quick for the people. I hope nobody missed it. It was just,
that's definitely going to put his
jeez.
name on the map for sure.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get a
Yep.
big fight now.
And I was watching the Kid Austin. Cause I was just going
Mm-hmm.
scrolling through Instagram, and Kid Austin was live, and kind of felt it was a little weird. He was happy that Ashton lost, and I was like, man, but you didn't beat him. Like it was somebody else. Like
Yeah,
what are
they
you
were originally
doing?
supposed to fight on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson undercard until that got
Right.
rescheduled. So yeah, I
So it
don't
looks
know.
like
Mm-hmm.
Body said he wants that fight. I hope they give him that fight.
I bet that'll happen on the
Schofield.
Paul Tyson undercard in November now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a good fight too. Because like I think it's the same thing. Like Lucas Bahdi could punch. We know it now. All he needs to do is land. But Floyd Schofield, he's got to be on alert now.
For sure.
But for Ashton, do you think he should take a year off? Like, what do you think about him?
I don't think he should take a year off. I think he's definitely going to learn a lot from this performance because he made a silly mistake. But he's still only 20 years old. You know, he hasn't been tested like that. He hasn't, you know, been in that kind of situation. So I think he is definitely going to go straight back into the gym, learn from this performance. But I think inactivity would hurt him more than help him. So I think he just needs to get back into it and not let it shake him too much, but takes it as a lesson and put it into his next camp.
Yeah, I've looked at his Instagram since the knockout. It seems that he's taking it well for that type of situation. He's taking it as good as you can. I think he'll be right back in the gym. We might be able to see him by the end of the year. I think we'll come back stronger. Yeah,
I hope so because you know boxing fans are just cruel, man. We're not like UFC fans. UFC fans, guys lose, they rooting for them again. We guys lose in the sport and we act like that's Mayweather's fault. You know, he made that he glorified that but I'm fine with guys taking losses when they take chances. And he took a chance because he knew Lucas was highly rated in the rankings. And like obviously certain people knew it, but it was definitely tougher fight than Schofield's ever taken. Schofield never fought a guy like Bahdi before. So he stepped up in competition and I rate him for that. But this is boxing, man, where it just takes one. Absolutely. All right. And let's touch on it, man. The Jake Paul show, you know. Everybody likes to get on Jake Paul, but I was one of those people, man. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe the hype. But now Jake Paul looks like he's taking the sport serious. What do you guys think about him?
Well, we know I'm a Jake Paul stan. However, you know, I thought Mike Perry would give him more of a test because he is a BKFC champion and he's a raw dog. However, as much as I love Jake Paul and I love what he's doing with the sport and everything under that umbrella, I'm sick of the crossovers. I'm sick of the call outs.
Nah, I like it.
Like I'm over it. I'm over it at this point because every single fight so far has had the same storyline. And I think he needs a real test. Not saying that Mike Perry wasn't a test for him. I just think he needs to fight a Canelo.
What? No.
Not a Canelo, not the Canelo. Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Like
a high profile boxer?
Yes, like he needs to go down that actual route instead of doing like all the call outs for media attention and the crossovers, because I don't think the crossovers and like this skill range is even comparing.
Yeah.
Because we all keep thinking that, oh, this is going to be a crazy fight. Like this is actually going to be a test. Like da-da-da-da. No, it's really just for the views. It's not testing him at all. And Jake, I've said it like so many times, he is a way better boxer than people think he is. And he needs to fight somebody who is at his skill level. These people are not at his skill level.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he fought Tommy Fury, who was, I think, pretty near his skill level, and he got beat. You know, that's the only real.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, if he nearly got beat, or he did get beat, right?
Yeah.
He did get beat.
Yeah, Tommy Fury beat him, yeah.
And then after, like, since then, we haven't seen a performance like that. Nobody has been able to test him as much. Because it's just, these opponents have different skills, or they're out of their primes, or whatever the case may be, and I'm over it. Like, I think this performance made me not excited to see the whole Mike Tyson fight. Because really? I just want him to fight somebody who is in their prime at the same skill level as him and just call it a day.
The only problem with that is nobody will show up because like Jake is only 9-1. He doesn't even have 20 fights under his belt.
Mhm.
So it's for him to fight somebody who's in that level, it's gonna be somebody, you know, we don't know. Like the guy he fought on in Puerto Rico. Like that. It's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
So
But
like if he knocks out Mike Tyson, I feel like then the boxers are gonna come for him. They're gonna come to Mike's defense. They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, yo, lining up.
yeah. But now I'm thinking, like, before I was all for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, but now I'm thinking, like, do we really got to do that? Because I'm really thinking it's going to be the same storyline. People are going to be there. The views are going to be there because it's Mike Tyson, but it's still going to be the same storyline. Man is out of his prime. He is out of the game. He is old.
Yeah, Mike is.
He is Mike Tyson, but he is not Mike Tyson from 20 years ago.
What do you think about the crossover fights, Ian?
The whole Jake Paul experiment, man. I don't think he knows what he wants to be in the world of boxing. I mean, because he had his pro debut, which was against another YouTuber, and then since then he'd fought Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, Anderson Silva, all MMA guys.
Yeah.
And then he stepped up against Tommy Fury, who was a undefeated, young, in his prime boxer, and he lost. Jake took that loss, went back to, what was it, Nate Diaz, so back to the MMA guys. And then he fought Andre August late in 2023, who he's old, but he's a guy who had a professional boxing record. So he went on to Andre August, then he went on to the guy in Puerto Rico, Ryan Borland. Andre August and Ryan Borland, both professional boxers. So from that point, it kind of seemed like he was going down the professional boxer route, which people were happy with. And then out of nowhere announces a fight against a 60-year-old Mike Tyson, which, Mike Tyson. But Evander Holyfield came back when he was almost 60 against an MMA guy, got knocked out in the first round. So, and now he's back to an MMA guy, and now he's doing the Mike Tyson thing. I mean, he's just all over the place. I don't think he knows where he wants to go in boxing.
Yeah, no, that is true. So I guess the question is, can Jake ever compete for a world title? Like,
not the path that he's going down.
Yeah, that's true.
Because every single fight is literally how much attention can this fight get? Like that has been the premise of every event that he's been a part of. So maybe the question should be, does he even want to go for a world title?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what he says he wants to be world champion, but he's not. I don't know. He's not showing us world champion.
Fighting people to make him a world champion.
Yeah, because I know the WBA said something crazy, like they'd give him a little title fight.
They said they'd give him Chavez, who fought on the undercard. They said they'd make a title fight with those two, which is pathetic. I mean,
that's
both
crazy.
Just fought MMA guys.
Exactly, both those guys.
Alex Pereira next. What is that going to do for him? That's not going to make you a boxing champion.
No, I think that's just it's a Dana White thing too. He hates Dana White.
Continuing the call outs and the beef and like whatever. Like I'm over it. Mm-hmm. I think we need a new plot line.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. But like, you know what? Jake he's doing good for boxing though. Like I've never seen him really get this much attention.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like he is helping his stable for sure. Mm-hmm. Like we wouldn't know Shadej Greene and Amanda Serrano wouldn't be as big as she is.
Yeah.
Like let's just be honest.
Amanda Serrano is one of the greatest of all time. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Don't tell that to Clarissa Shields now.
Okay, wait. We should talk about that for a little bit. Because I respect the quote. That's her brand. But she came after Serrano, and then I didn't know how to feel about it.
What? She's not more accomplished?
I mean,
Serrano's a 7-weight world champion.
Like 3-time undisputed. Like if Crawford do that, I'm calling him the greatest. If he do it at 54.
And Clarissa's about to fight a heavyweight for a heavyweight title.
Yeah, she's going up to heavyweight. Yeah, that's crazy. She's about to conquer her 4th division.
That's true. It's a hard argument.
2-time Olympic medalist.
Because these two women are at the top of the game. Like those, like if you think about women's boxing, you think about these two ladies and Alicia Baumgartner. That's the third person I would think about, but I don't know.
Like Clarissa, her only mistake, in my opinion, was not embracing Jake Paul. Jake Paul would have made her so much bigger than she is.
Yeah, she she was heavily against Jake Paul when he came into boxing.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
But Serrano embraced him, and now she's a huge star.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jake is doing so much, but then people still can't get over his little bizarre Vark phase.
He markets
Like, maybe we just like cut that time out of our lives and just let this man shine the way he is right now, being a promoter, boxer, whatever. Like, just like eliminate the cringy part of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want about Jake Paul's boxing career, but his promotional career, he's given a lot of fighters a big platform, which I love.
No, once he's done boxing, he's going to be a great promoter full time.
No, yeah, like they sold what 17,000 tickets, like, and that I feel like that was a rushed event because of the other event got canceled.
Yeah,
so like that wasn't fully promoted, and he did that much. So I mean, shout out to Jake, because a lot of the high level boxers aren't even doing that. Let's be honest.
I heard there wasn't a lot of like media attention at the event either, because people. It did have a fast turnaround, so
yeah.
I think the smart thing that he did was a lot of the fighters were from Florida. Like a lot of them were based there, so they probably sold a lot of tickets to fighters.
Yeah,
and he's a really good fan base in Florida as well.
Oh, Jake.
Oh,
okay. Because he's done events at the Caribbean.
Was in Tampa, so.
Oh, okay. So he's been in Tampa before then. All right.
Yeah. And most of the most valuable prospects events, they're usually held at the Caribe Royale in Orlando.
Oh, yeah, they're like all held there.
Yeah.
They've got one this Friday.
People are like used to having his events be in that kind of area.
Yeah, that shout out to the Caribbean, because they're doing a lot of events. They were supposed to do that Caleb Plant and Trevor McCumbee, but it just got canceled.
That's so annoying.
They were supposed to hold that event. That would have been great, man. But PBC, man, I feel bad for the PBC this year.
I feel bad for the fighters on PBC's roster. They're all so inactive.
Yeah.
Like, Plant hasn't fought since 2023 March.
Man, even Plant, he hasn't fought.
PBC nonstop now because so inactive. Like,
yeah,
you're lucky
it's
get
not
a month out of them.
Exactly. It's not even like they don't want to be there. It's just they can't eat. They're not getting paid.
Like Matchman's got a show every weekend. PBC's got a show every month. It's just
Golden Boy. I mean, we harp on Oscar, but he always has a show going on somewhere.
Yeah,
like it's just consistency. All right, next topic, we got Lomachenko, man. He says he's not in the mood to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Is Loma retiring? What do you guys think, man? Like this, I was very excited for that fight. I thought Tank was finally gonna get the Loma fight.
I don't know if he's retiring, but it is very disappointing to see that. I mean, they kept building. I mean, every time they would freaking meet to talk about that fight, it'd be, the big boxing journalists would post about it, like they're continuing talks, and then you see Lomachenko is not motivated to fight right now, so it's off. I don't know if he's going to retire, but I mean, I will say if he's not going to fight this year, that inactivity is definitely not going to help him as he continues to age.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to retire, but I just read that he said it was like for his family.
Saw that.
So maybe there's something that we don't know that's going on, that he really just needs to take the time off, but it's not going to help him in the future. But I don't think he's done with boxing for sure.
The thing about it was like timing. I looked at it as, okay, he announced that like a couple of days ago, and then literally yesterday, Top Rank partnerships with Riyadh season. So I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Is Loma waiting on a Big Turkey Al Sheik pay? Like, is he being told something? Because it sounds like
waiting for the bag to show.
That's what I mean. It sounds like the Turk's gonna give Bob Arum 12 events. So
because that's a big partnership, Riyadh.
Yeah, Lomachenko might be in the keys somewhere with that.
I could definitely
But
see Lomachenko fitting in one of those 12. He's a huge star.
yeah, man. And like I feel like if the Turk can get that on a ride of season card, he will. He'll give Tank a lot of money, man, to come over there and fight. But Lomachenko, I don't think he's gonna retire. I feel like he's just, I don't even know. He's just looking for the right fight money. Maybe the money wasn't right. Cause I mean, let's be honest here, Frank Martin didn't get paid a lot to fight Tank.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna be honest, but like Canelo is a little different. You're gonna make multi-millions with Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can take short money with Canelo because you know he's gonna sell a crazy amount of pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get a little bit of that back end money, but I mean, Tank. I guess the streaming in general, the streaming era is hard for guys to reach those Canelo pay-per-views, 600K plus.
And I think the Lomachenko thing.
Do we think he's gonna stop training during this time while he's taking the break, or do we think he's gonna still be ready to go?
I think he'll still be ready to go. I think those Eastern European guys live in the gym. I really do.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. I hope he doesn't stop training. That would derail him completely.
Like, he's not gonna be in camp mode, but he'll be in the gym a lot. I still think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Lomachenko, man, he's gonna be celebrated as one of the best because his entire career has been great. Like, man, had 400 amateur fights, only 2 losses. Like, that's just insane.
Yeah, appreciate him.
So I mean, that leaves us like with Tank, man. Like, what does Tank do next now that Lomachenko's out the picture?
It's got to be Shakur. That's what I mean, Shakur's a free agent now. You know
that's why it's perfect.
No excuse to not make that fight now for both guys.
Yeah, man. I feel like it's got to be Shakur Stevenson. Like, Shakur Stevenson could even do what Terrence Crawford did. He can just sign a PBC just for the Tank fight.
Yeah.
And a rematch clause.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
He doesn't have to do a long-term deal with PBC.
Because Shakur's stock has kind of gone down over his last 2 fights for them being boring, what people will say. So, yeah, I think it's not now or never, but I think it's a great
his
time
last performance disappointed me.
Mm-hmm. It disappointed
against Artem?
Yes.
Really? I thought he beat Artem up. I just think like he talked too much during the.
Yeah, he hyped it up too much.
The live up. Yeah, he did. Like,
yeah. My anticipation didn't match up with his performance.
Yeah, and during the fight, he kept walking over to the corner saying, "I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna stop him." He never did. He gets too cocky and too arrogant, and he ends up looking like an idiot because of it.
When I was in Jersey for that fight, like, even all of us, like all the media people, we were watching it in the tunnel before they went out for their interviews or whatever after the fight. We were all watching. We were like, "What is happening?"
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not living up to his word right now. We're all just like, yeah, he's winning, whatever. But there's just some things that are missing, and it didn't have the fireworks that he promised. Mm-hmm. And you can't hype up a fight that much. And then everyone was leaving early too.
Yeah,
like that was a real thing.
And to the audience when they were leaving.
Like literally, the audience, everybody was literally leaving by like the last 2 rounds. Like, everybody was clearing out.
What?
Like, oh, this is, everybody knows the results. People like were damn near gone.
Everyone said, I gotta get out.
No, literally, everybody was damn near gone by the time he did, like, by the end of his post-fight interview in the ring.
Wow. Like, I saw them show that, but I thought that was just Top Rank being dirty with him.
I know. I don't know why they would show that, because they
were literally getting up out of their seats. Like,
oh man,
I don't know why they would show that, because they offered him a contract extension. They offered him I think it was $15 million for 5 fights, but you're going to show fans leaving in the middle of his fight. Like, that's not gonna make it when you show that. So I don't know why they would do that.
Especially, it's like you don't really know what he's gonna do, so you could still be in the running.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
I think his hype is kind of dying out and he
That's why
needs
it's now or never to
a
take the
fight
Tank
that's going to be his saving grace.
Yeah, but he said, like, this is the thing about Shakur. You gotta listen to him. He said fuck the fans a long time ago, so he's actually gonna run in that Tank fight. He's not gonna go in there and fight Tank. Like, we gotta understand that, and I think Tank gotta understand that if they're gonna go in negotiation with Shakur, they gotta put him in a small ring. That's how they
definitely gonna
that's
try
how they
to
settle that. They can't let him run around because they'll lose the fight. Yeah, so I mean Tank too, and Zepeda. Like, Zepeda's still out there. I like Zepeda. He throws a lot of punches.
Yeah,
He might run into something.
Fight.
Yeah, exactly. But I always felt like Tank's best wins are gonna come at 140. Even though people don't want him to go up, the bigger names are there, like just Tio, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia rematch. It's gonna be at 140.
Ryan Garcia. That man is gone.
Hey, yo, when Ryan comes back, he supposed to sell a crazy bunch of pay-per-views when he comes back.
If that Devin rematch happens, I can't imagine how much that's gonna sell.
Wait, off topic. Like, who do you think Ryan Garcia is gonna fight when he makes his return?
Oh, him and Dev.
What do you think is gonna happen when his suspension is over?
They're gonna settle it. Because I
Devin
do think Ryan feel like
for Ryan.
Yeah. Ryan Garcia really feels like he can beat Devin, and he's beaten Devin before.
Beat him bad.
But he should have made sure whoever was giving him whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't know what was going on. Like, he had like 10 stories, man.
Let's just hope no more dumb shit happens before he gets suspended by another
commission
or whatever.
Thanks.
He's really just crossing them all off the list right now. Like, let's get another one pissed off here. Why don't we? Like,
yeah, that was his problem though, because he blamed the company, the protein company, and then they came out and said they're gonna sue him. So I was like, Ryan, this don't look too good, bro. Like, you lying now. Like,
bro, man has too much money. He doesn't know what to do with. He thinks that he can just pay off all this shit, like whatever.
Oh man.
Let's shut the mouth and let's, not run our money out until you come back.
Like, he's so reckless. Like, you see when his brother lost, what he said, I waste my time for this. I was like, what? Yo, that's crazy.
He got kicked out of the stadium during that fight too, I think.
Yeah, he did. He got escorted out the second it ended, I think.
Man.
He got in a fight with Caleb Plant at the Tank fight.
Yeah, Caleb Plant was ready to put hands and foots on him. Like, Caleb, he's always ready to go, man. That's one dude.
I'm not going to lie. Ryan is a real cool dude, but I don't know why he just makes all these stupid decisions. He doesn't think, and that's his problem.
Yeah, man, Ryan Garcia.
I think his name is gonna save him forever, but it's not doing much anymore.
Dude is talented too. Like, that hook is real. It's got very power talented in it.
But if we look back at the time when he was first getting his recognition. And when he was climbing the ropes, like, everybody was like, Ryan Garcia, oh my God. And now it's kind of like he's destroying the legacy that he could have.
He was a sweet, innocent kid back then, and now he's like hated by everyone. And,
Yeah. He had so much respect. Like, everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
A different audience back then. His audience was all like young people. And now, he's completely destroyed that audience. You can't,
And now he's like, the loyal fans don't even want to even hear about him, watch him. Like, when he comes back, he's going to have a hard time selling pay-per-views, getting views. People are going to be sick of his shit if he keeps it up, And like what he posts on Instagram, his Twitter fingers, like.
Someone's got to take his phone away.
No, literally, somebody just take his phone away because he's ruining his legacy. And he could be such a good guy. Like, he's a cool dude. Like, why? Like, I just can't stand. Like, why are you throwing it all away before your career is even truly over.
Yeah, man. I thought he was gonna be like Oscar, like he had Oscar backing him. So I was like, he's gonna be like Oscar. He's gonna be the golden boy.
Oscar's still backing him, to be honest.
Yeah, well, he's making the most money over there for Oscar.
That's
so
definitely all. That's definitely, yeah. That's definitely.
Oscar's kind of got no choice, man.
Yeah. Cash cow.
He lost the cash cow Canelo.
He's lost Dia too.
Oh, I just saw that he's going to Top Rank.
Yeah, because he's fighting Eric Bazinian in September, I think, is what's being rumored.
Wow, Bazinian's gonna get that fight? Oh man. Yeah. Man, speaking of Canelo, did you guys hear the news? Berlanga.
Yes.
Got the ticket.
Who didn't hear the news?
It's crazy as it's gonna sound. I always kind of wanted Berlanga to get the fight because we need a Puerto Rico versus Mexico fight. We haven't had one in a while. And I knew it was gonna be Berlanga because he's got like the Terror Squad back in him. He's got New York, right? Like Patricia, you're from New York.
Mm-hmm. I'm from New York. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Berlanga, he's popping out there, right?
Yeah. Except I reposted that post on my Instagram, and I like got DMs in return saying that like they're like, why is this fight happening?
Because Benavidez said he's fighting at 75. That's his problem.
Just moved up to 75 officially, yeah.
Yeah, he's so dumb. He should have said, Mauricio, order the fight now.
Yeah, I've been interim champion for a while. Make him fight me. Or strip him.
Man, now the Canelo fans just going to say, well, David's fighting at 75. We can't fight him now.
Yeah, he's got an excuse now as to why he's not fighting him.
Yeah.
All I know is that this is going to give Edgar a freaking bag.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
If Edgar can go in there and like just make Canelo look human, oh, man. The whole Puerto Rico is going to love him.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar's got serious power. If he can catch him with a shot, not even if he doesn't get the win, if he can go in there and hurt him, I mean, that's putting his name on the map for more big fights.
Yeah. That's 68,
he has
especially.
To last in the ring with Canelo and prove that he's a formidable opponent, and that's all he has to do. He can lose.
Yeah. He's got to do better than Munguia.
About him winning, but it just depends on how good he could take Canelo's shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's true. That is true. I've never seen him. Yeah, he's been dropped, right?
She got hurt and dropped in that fight.
Yeah. Berlanga, man, I'm excited because Sabril Matisse lost, so the Puerto Ricans like they need somebody right now, and it's like him and Xander. Those are the guys that. So if one of them pops off, Puerto Rico's they're just gonna follow whoever it is. So I hope it's Berlanga, man. I like Berlanga. He moved to Florida and he looks focused though, but I think he still needs like another fight before Canelo. But
I don't think he's experienced enough to get in there and go 12 with Canelo.
Right.
Or at least go a good 12,
Yeah, I feel like he needed another or two, maybe two more fights. But I mean, you can't say no to this, man. This is life changing.
Like his last fight was Padraig McCrory.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I don't know how that earns you a Canelo fight, but Canelo's going to fight who he wants, so he can pick him out of a hat and just go with who he wants.
Yeah, and it looks like the IBF said they might strip Canelo, which I hope they do.
Because Skull was the mandatory, and it was rumored that fight was going to happen, and then it got announced that was off, and now, I think they might strip him and order Skull versus Vladimir Shishkin for the vacant title. If they do strip
wow.
Mm.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's not...
Man, Dave should have stayed at 68 because he could have got that IBF, and then Canelo would have had to fight him.
And it seems like he was backing him into a corner. It seems like he'd been waiting for the fight so long. He was just almost there to finally get the Canelo fight, and then he moves up.
Yeah. Yeah, I never understood that. Like, man, like you said, it's like 2 years he's been the number one. So it's like, man, like a couple months we can't wait. But I don't
it was
get
getting
it,
hard
man.
for him to make the weight.
Yeah, people do say that too. People do say that. Like, obviously, 68, he'd been there for so long. Obviously, he lost his title, on the scale. So
yeah,
but
and that's what really messed him up. If he kept that title, Canelo would have fought him because Canelo just picked out all the champions. And
yes, you're right. That's exactly what happened.
So he kind of did it to himself, I guess.
Sorry, my doo-doo beans connection went out.
That's all good. DC stand up.
No, for real. For real.
Nah, Canelo. I'm a Canelo fan, man, but I was
Me too,
mad
yeah.
at this. I was mad at this because I wanted David Benavidez. I didn't want this.
That would have been
Especially
such a great fight.
they're gonna try to go against the Spear. They're gonna do the same weekend.
Really?
It's UFC, yeah,
Oh,
September
yeah.
14th.
Oh yeah,
That's-
UFC 306.
But like that card is not very good. I'm sorry. That Spear card?
The UFC card? Yeah,
I looked
because
at it.
I looked at it. There was a rumor they were going to put the Sean O'Malley versus Marab on it and Holloway versus Taporia, but I think Holloway Taporia.
Maybe if they add the Holloway. But I was looking at that like, what? Sean O'Malley's gonna headline this? Okay.
And they've got Riyadh season as a partner for that event, so you'd think it'd get really loaded.
Yeah, that's kind of like funny. Me seeing that like
Maybe
Saudis
they
and
need some help stacking these cards.
UFC, and like I'm like seeing no Mexican representation. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Cinco in this like Mexican independence?
Yeah, you think they'd have a
What are they doing?
headline?
You should just say everybody you want on this card, your reason why, make this video go viral, and just be like, just cancel your plans and make this happen instead. All right. You're wasting our times here for us paying all this money to watch these things. But I'm gonna still have two screens.
Yo, I don't know. Maybe PBC can get help from the Sheik for that event. He's already gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're like, hey, make this a rider season weekend in Las Vegas.
That'd be something.
The boxing event and the UFC event.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he's already working with the PBC obviously next month for the August 3rd card. He's got Andy Ruiz and he's got who else he got on there? Oh, Isaac Cruz and Rayo, like
Morrell, he's got Morrell.
David Morrell, yep. David Morrell, yeah. Shout out to him. He's chasing Benavidez.
He looked like he was I guess he must be chasing Benavidez because I thought he was gonna stay at 68 to try and get a Canelo fight, but yeah, he's chasing Benavidez at 175.
Yeah, he said he's following Benavidez right up to 75. I was like, man, Morrell's a real one.
I like that. That's gonna be a big fight soon when they do fight.
Can we talk about dream fights? What are your dream fights that you want to see?
Dream fights. Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like in boxing, dream fights probably be like Crumell and Inoue.
Okay.
Even though like
now or down the line when Crumell
down the line, even though I'm like how far down the line because Inoue's pretty old,
he's gonna get older, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
what is Carmelo?
Crawford and Canelo.
Crawford Canelo, yeah.
I do think Crawford could beat Canelo.
Yeah, I think it's all about how I don't know. He's got Crawford lifts weights in training, so I think he could get up to 168, like somewhat naturally. Like I think he could get bigger and fit into the weight class somewhat, but yeah. I don't know if he's gonna hurt Canelo.
Perform well though.
Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That's a good one. I would like to see that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. They're gonna have to meet, man. Like Bob Arum has 35 problems over there.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to sacrifice somebody. It might be Morlataya first, but then it's gotta be either Keyshawn or Abdullah. Like
I think he's gonna try and throw Keyshawn into a title fight with what's his face, Baranchak.
Yes, yeah, I believe so too.
Keyshawn a title and then match him up against maybe Murataya.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good move.
Yeah, good in-house fight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then probably like 54. I still want to see Virgil and Tim.
Yeah, I was mad.
Those guys they're both knockout artists. Like that'd be a good fight.
Now, what about women's boxing? What are some dream fights that we want to see in the women's division?
I'm excited for the Taylor Serrano rematch. I'm really excited.
Yes.
Yeah. Are they fighting heavier this time around? Because I heard Serrano had to move up.
It might be heavier. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're saying like Serrano had to move up or something like that.
Oh yeah, I did see that because she had to vacate her title right before her fight last weekend.
Oh,
it might be heavier then.
I want to see Amanda and Sky. Scott
Oh
Nicholson.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Scott Nicholson can box.
Mm-hmm.
What about Alicia and Clarissa? Because that beef has been going on for so long.
Yeah. Clarissa
that
don't
really
want
heated up at the
that.
Richardson Hitchens fight in April. They
Yeah.
almost got into a fight there.
Yeah, that's true. They were both in the building for that fight. You're right,
Yeah.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that so bad.
For
Or
that one, Alicia would have to move up a lot, and Clarissa would have to move down because Clarissa's a heavyweight now.
Yeah. That's why I think it's
definitely
the
harder,
question.
especially for them to like change weight
Mm-hmm.
too.
Oh, the women?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, because there's not a lot of them, right? So they got to move up a lot to get those big fights, or move down a lot. But
Alicia and Serrano.
yes, I was gonna say that, Alicia. Like they're
I feel
closer.
like they were inching towards making that until Alicia popped.
Because they're closer. They're closer in weight, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even like Michaela Mayer and Amanda Serrano.
Yeah.
I think Mayer's like pretty big, so she possesses that, a long
Like
jab.
we haven't seen somebody in a while besides Katie to really like test Serrano.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chantel Cameron gave Katie a fight, man.
Yeah, she beat her the first time.
I felt like she beat her the second time too, but
I thought the second one could have been a draw.
Yeah, those were two good fights, man.
I don't know what it is about Katie. Like people respect her, but she's never like the favorite.
Nah, she's huge in like Europe.
She's in Ireland. She's in Ireland. She's
like,
one of the biggest athletes in Ireland.
She's not like huge here, even though.
No, yeah, it's here that she's not really like respected, but like
you
over
think that Serrano fight at MSG would have made her a big name here?
Yeah, you're right, man. But she never fought. I don't think she fought back here since that.
No, she hasn't. She fought Cameron twice, and those were both in Ireland.
Yeah. Katie Taylor's like a legend over there. She's something else.
She's one of the biggest athletes in Ireland.
Yeah, I believe it, man.
Yeah.
Like I see Conor McGregor there. He's like right in it.
Her and McGregor are the two biggest combat sport athletes down there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Katie Taylor. She's a beast though.
Mm-hmm.
Tough son of a bitch. Yeah. Amanda Serrano. So like who did she fight again? Stevie Morgan or something like that?
Yeah. I wasn't familiar with her.
Me either. I thought that was like a stay busy fight. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, she was supposed to fight she was supposed to have the Taylor rematch on the Tyson-Paul undercard there. And yeah, they definitely just wanted to keep her on that card. Keep her busy.
Yeah.
Did we expect anything else from that performance? I feel like watching that, like I love watching Serrano fight, but when I was watching that, I was like, anyways, so
yeah. That was the foregone conclusion on that one.
It was like, okay, and next.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 2 rounds, wasn't it? Like I was like, oh man, this is bad. This girl's not
absolutely destroyed, and she, like, her record couldn't even compare to, like, her skills couldn't even compare.
Yeah, that's a problem with like women's boxing. There's not enough women, so like you're fighting for titles in like your 6-7 fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get involved in the sport.
Over 10 fights, and she's already multiple defense of her world title.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's hopefully it gets better though. More women get in the game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
hard though.
Just give me 4 years. Just give me 4 years.
I think Riyadh season's got to start tapping into the women's market more. They haven't really got any fights down. I don't think a single women's fight's happened down in Saudi, but they could definitely throw some big women's fights on those undercards.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
If we're still on the topic of dream fights, the guy that just fought this past weekend, Junto Nakatani, love to see him against Inoue. I think that'd be
Oh.
a crazy fight in Japan.
Yeah.
Only one weight class away now, so I think that could definitely be made next. That'd be huge in Japan. That'd sell out. Inoue just fought at the Tokyo Dome, which is like 60,000. That'd definitely sell out that venue.
Mm-hmm. I can't with my connection. Oh my gosh. Ian.
Yeah.
Is he frozen or is it just me?
I do not hear him talking. Oh, he just went off.
Continuing. Anyways, so what do we think about August 3rd?
I think it's one of the biggest cards in American boxing history. It's huge. Crawford, don't sleep on Madrimov headlining, undefeated. I know he doesn't have a lot of professional fights, but amateur-wise, he's got a long amateur career. He's a world champion. I think Crawford should get the job done, but he's moving up in weight, so it's a bit of an unknown on what will happen. And then, I mean, you got Isaac Cruz in the co-main, who's becoming he's probably the second biggest Mexican boxer in America right now.
I love him. I love him.
Yeah. Mini Mike Tyson. He's got such an entertaining style.
He's actually like one of my favorite boxers right now. Anytime I see him on a card, I'm like, I'm literally watching for him. He's
he got all his recognition from that Tank fight, and he lost the Tank fight, but he put up such a good fight that he's gotten opportunities since then and just looked spectacular since that fight.
I think he's one of the rawest people in the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm most excited for his fight.
Mm-hmm.
But also because not a lot of people know how do you say his last name? Madrimov.
Israel Madrimov, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nobody really like knows him or knows
he doesn't have a big audience, at least over here in America. No.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it would be good. I don't really know him that well. So, but
he's solid. He's unorthodox. He's tricky. And he's big. He's really big.
Is he a switcher as well?
No, he's a switch hitter, but I think he's predominantly orthodox, but he's got such a crazy style. So
I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I wish I could be there in person. Mm-hmm. That's definitely one of the cards that'd be entertaining for sure.
Yeah, and it's in LA. This is one of I think it's the Riyadh season's first event in America, or even outside of Saudi Arabia, because then they have the one in the UK headlined by Joshua Duong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy they did that kind of like collaboration, because Turki Al-Sheikh, he's doing so much.
He saved boxing
right now. He saved boxing, because none of this, the industry wouldn't be climbing at as fast of a rate without him.
I mean, Usyk Fury wouldn't have happened without him.
Yeah.
Better Bivol would not be happening if he wasn't involved. I mean, you got Joshua and Wilder on the same card. He's doing so much for boxing. It's insane.
And it's only been How long has this been happening?
Less than a year. His first event in boxing was in October last year.
Yeah.
He's already changed the whole landscape of the sport.
The amount of impact that you can have in such little time is actually insane.
And I think he's affecting the people that don't work with him. I think he's making them put on better cards. Because to be honest, I don't think we would have seen Gervonta Davis and David Benavidez on the same card if it wasn't for Turki Al-Sheikh and him making all those big fights. I think PBC had to match that.
Yeah.
Really throw together a big card. And I think
he's making everybody think. And he's putting on big shows. He's not slacking at all.
Yeah.
On any front. Like he's not putting on fights that people that are busy fights that are just, quick paycheck and move on.
Oh yeah.
He's putting on
every fight on those cards is a great fight. No,
and it's something that people are actually tuning in. It's kind of like him and Jake Paul are kind of in the same boat of how much they've helped the sport, but in different ways, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for him. I wish I'm looking forward to seeing how women's boxing can translate into Riyadh season, though.
I know, yeah, he's got to start tapping into that market because I feel like they really could. Because in the last couple of years, I feel like women's boxing has already reached a new level, but he could really elevate it into potentially just as big as men's is.
Yeah, I feel like with his help, if he does it soon in the next year, I think that I feel like women's division could, oh my God. Amanda Serrano would be like Canelo.
Yeah.
At that point.
Katie Taylor's already a huge star in Ireland. She could become a huge star worldwide. Claressa Shields does not, in my opinion, have a big enough name as she should right now. I think
that also goes hand in hand with her marketability because people don't resonate with her and people don't relate to her. I feel
like plays that villain role almost.
Yeah, yeah.
She's leaning into that.
I think she's leaning into that villain role, thinking that it's going to give her that media attention, the views and stuff. But what reels people into boxing is their relatability and being roped into their journey.
And being likable so people can follow you and want you to win.
It's more like she's kind of deflecting all of the love that she should be getting because she is so skilled. Yeah. And in MMA, she's growing in MMA as well.
Although it seems like a ton of the women's boxers are going over to MMA now. Claressa Shields and what's her face, Savannah Marshall have both fought MMA fights now, which is crazy to think about. But
now they're building their names in two different sports, and it's kind of how are they being marketed in each sport?
Yeah, oh my God, it's insane. If you put Claressa Shields' accomplishments in boxing and pretended she was a male boxer, she'd be looked at as maybe the greatest of all time. Everyone's when Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence, it's Terrence Crawford, first two-weight undisputed champion in boxing. Claressa Shields did that before Terrence Crawford. Just no one knew about it because she didn't get the recognition she deserved when she did it.
And there's not enough media attention on it. But I also feel like them going over to MMA, I feel like women are marketed more in MMA than they are in the boxing space.
Definitely. Yeah, the UFC does a really good job of keeping their women as big names.
That's one of the reasons why I admire the UFC, because on every card or on most cards, you can see an equal kind of level between the female fighters and the male fighters.
Yeah. They really do a good job.
Just as much. So
yeah, the last two UFC Fight Night main events have both been headlined by women fights.
And they've been the most entertaining too.
Yeah. And you just love to see that for the sport, honestly. Because it's half. It just expands the combat, whatever sport it is, so much because it's just another half of, you know what I mean? It's just a whole other. It's basically the sport duplicated, just more names.
Exactly.
People aren't focused on.
Yeah. Who would you want to see on the next UFC card? Getting off the boxing topic.
I'm Conor McGregor.
My bad.
You know?
But that's a given.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I'm so tired of that situation, man. I mean, he's been out for however long, and guys are like, he had that fight scheduled. Because I went to that fight. I was supposed to, me and my friend had bought tickets for that freaking big UFC fight at the end of June in Vegas. We had bought them when they were like highest, like most expensive tickets in UFC history because it was McGregor's return. And we had bought them when it was announced that McGregor was returning, and then he freaking pulled out like a couple weeks before.
Doesn't he only have like 1 or 2 fights left on his contract?
Yeah, I don't think he has a lot of fights left on his contract. And I mean, I don't think if we're being like, even if he had a ton of fights left on his contract, I think no matter what, he only has a couple fights left in his career. I think he's going to be done soon. You know, with all the time taken off.
I think he only has 1 or 2 left in his tank. And then he wants to focus on other things. So
I just saw he just announced a record label today. So it's like
yeah, man has too many side quests that he needs to focus
on. It's like combat sports is not his main priority anymore.
Yeah, and he already made his name. He already made his legacy.
Yeah. Which, yeah, he doesn't have to come back. Like, he's already one of the greatest ever. It's just you're tarnishing your legacy when you keep saying you're going to come back, and then you just keep delaying it and pissing off the fans. And
it's just this constant game to make people keep paying attention to you.
Yeah, keep your name out there in talks.
And at the same time, like that kind of like people are like squirrel. Like, you can't just keep playing the same game because people are going to forget about it. Anyways, they're just going to get over it, forget about it, move on. Yeah. Like, just solidify your name. Just say, bye, love you, see you later, you know?
Like, let you do your talking in the ring.
Yeah.
Or octagon or wherever you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too many old guys to stay around too long. Like Roy Jones stayed too long.
Way too long.
And Bernard Hopkins, my favorite fighter. I watched him get punched out the ring by some guy named Joe Smith. Like, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. And now Mike Tyson.
Around too long. Yeah, Mike Tyson quit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was quitting. That's why I'm like, if Mike come back, Jake gonna knock him out, and whole boxing world.
And then let's say Jake knocks Mike out, he's gonna act like he knocked prime Mike Tyson out, when really you knocked an elderly man out. Like, congrats.
Well, it's kind of crazy because these young kids don't even know Mike Tyson. They're like, yo, that old guy. I'm like, that old guy used to be bad.
That old guy.
That is crazy. That is crazy that this generation doesn't know who Mike Tyson is.
Nah, they talk like Mike was a scrub or something.
Yeah.
But speaking of that fight again, I think that they need to do they're marketing it very well, but I think they need to take people back in time a little bit.
Yeah, start posting some of his old fights.
Yeah, they need to do a montage of his old fights. They need to do a docu-series kind of.
Oh, Mike Tyson.
They need to do a docu-series leading up to the fight.
Definitely.
I want to see everything that's happening behind the scenes, because this is legendary, him coming out of retirement to do this with Jake. So because all they've been doing is just been Mike Tyson, greatest of all time. He's fighting. Okay, let's do a little throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's have the whole entire build up to the fight in November.
Mm-hmm.
It's in November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do the whole timeline. Okay. And then on the Jake Paul side, we can do a little throwback Thursday for him. But, his is a little more silly, because then you can market it as this little doofus.
It's funny.
With his stupid Vines and YouTubes and Disney Channel fame to where he is now. We can do a little bit of that. And then do a little bit of a comparison. Like, Jake was just a kid. Mike have some throwback clips of him. There is so much potential that can be done within their marketing. Like if they ever by chance see this video, just hire me. I have some ideas.
They will though. That's Netflix. Like they're man. I was always in
hire
F1.
me. I got ideas.
But after Netflix did the whole F1 doc series, like it blew up. F1's major now.
Yeah.
So like Netflix, they're a giant, a media giant. So I think like them just being in boxing is a blessing. Like they're giving boxing attention.
Help. Netflix, if you're watching this, I'm right here.
Trying to get a job.
I'm trying to get a job, a job. Let me help you out a little bit.
Netflix execs. Oh no, they're trying to just see what they can generate with boxing. I think this is like a taste tester for them.
It doesn't need to be a taste tester. You know what I'm saying? They should play around with this as much as they possibly freaking could, and then see what happens when the event actually pops up. I don't want Netflix to just be there for like, oh my God, it's on Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world. Okay, that's all that we're giving to you. Like, use all your creative juices with all these freaking docuseries and original movies that you're making, and let's bring Mike Tyson's name back to how it's supposed to be.
Mike Tyson was the biggest athlete in the world in his time.
Mike was.
Because if you could do all of this shit for other athletes that are not as great, they're great, but not as great as Mike Tyson. Let's lock in a little bit, because let's put respect on his name, because all these people who don't know who he is, like...
Yeah, shout out to Mike Tyson, man.
You just have all the Jake Paul fans rooting for him, like, who is this old guy?
Yo, that's the thing. That's what the kids are saying, man, which is driving me like, it's like, holy, am I that old? Like, y'all don't really know Mike? But like, yo, like my son, he's like 7. He's saying that. He's like, yo, Jake gonna knock that old guy out. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, if you knew.
I'm like, do you know who this old guy is?
Yeah, they don't, but like you said, they don't. I think that's what they were gonna do for the promotion. They were gonna do that. Like, I feel like they have to do that. That's the only way you can sell the fight. Or else everybody just thinks it's Jake versus some old dude.
Yeah. And I know it's gonna be like, I know they're gonna make hella money off of it the way it's going right now. However, the fact that it even got rescheduled just gives you so much more potential, because now that it got rescheduled, people are going to pull out of going to see the event in person.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have like, people aren't going to be as excited, because what if something happens? Their tickets get canceled again. Their travel plans get canceled again because Mike's health, whatever. Like, you got to amp the crowd up a little bit. Show them why you should be showing out for Mike Tyson. Show out for this old man. Look at his legacy. All right. And then get the support of Mike Tyson fans out there.
Yeah.
No, the Tyson fans are there. I think like this event, honestly, like sold out so fast is because kids like myself, I was born in the 90s, but I never got to watch Mike in person. So a lot of us are like, we're going to the fight because we want to see that legend.
Those are the fans that knew him or that know him. Yeah. We need to create Mike Tyson fans of this generation.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen because Jake Paul's that guy. That's what they're saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is why the marketing needs to happen. All right.
Mike ain't getting no more fans.
The storytelling.
Jake Paul's that guy now. He's got to take that mantle. He's got to be the good guy in this situation. Until he knocks out Mike, then he's gonna be a bad guy.
Yeah.
We need to market Mike as much as we market Jake. Jake's marketing is Jake. Jake doesn't need help.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a team. He doesn't need anybody doing that for him. Jake is Jake. He could just, roll those Twitter fingers on his freaking phone. Okay, boom, bang, done deal.
Yeah.
Nah, Jake does have a
Oh
machine
man, Mike
behind him.
is not in the the internet generation. He's not in the social media generation. Like, let's
Mike, you got a podcast that everybody loves.
Does have a podcast.
That hot boxing with Mike.
It's
Oh
not-
man,
is not helping though.
that where he gave Dave Benavidez his name, called him the Mexican monster.
But that's also again.
That's where he had
attention
started
to
the Ryan Garcia and Tank fight. Ryan Garcia was on there feeling himself and
Simon.
called out Tank.
Those are only people who pay attention to boxing, though.
What? Mike Pod? Nah, because he had
He draws some non-boxing fans with his.
Yeah, he has like some other people on there sometimes too. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna say he's Joe Rogan, but
yeah,
people mess with him because it's Mike Tyson.
I think there is a locked level to be reached.
Nah, I definitely. So, oh man, what do you guys think about that Floyd Mayweather? He's coming back.
I forgot about that.
August 24th. He's fighting
the guy that he had a brawl with back in
that
Gotti's
son.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that whole arena was fighting each other.
Oh man, they going to Mexico too. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be there.
Floyd Mayweather's still big in this era. Like that's crazy. Like that's a guy Jake should fight, Floyd Mayweather. Jeez, that would be a. Floyd's too small though.
Mm-hmm. Way too. I still think he'd beat because Floyd fought Jake Paul's brother, Logan.
Right,
Paul,
Logan.
Years ago. And Logan's huge too, but Floyd still fought him.
Yeah, you're right, Logan. I think Jake's way better boxer though than
he is
than Logan Paul. Yeah, Jake is way more polished than Logan Paul in that ring.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I think Carmel Malton's fighting on that card too.
He is, he is.
And my guy from Toronto, Joseph Brown, he's gonna be on there. So, I mean, there's some Mayweather promotion fighters fighting finally.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see what Richard Schaefer does. Mm-hmm. I like Richard Schaefer.
Has there been anything in these comments? I didn't see if anybody said anything.
I had one person say they love the show. Shout out to them. I appreciate that. Okay, they got Joseph Brown, Dad. He's on Instagram. Yeah, we on the undercard. Yeah, man. Joseph Brown from Toronto. That kid is the truth, man. He's trying to be like a Muay Thai champion, a UFC champion, and a boxing champion.
I saw it. He's the kid that does like a ton of martial arts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid is good.
Is he
boots?
He's fighting pros. How long has he been a pro for, boxing wise?
I think maybe 2 years. Okay. Maybe. Like, he's super young though. He's like 17, 18. Like, he's mad young.
Same with him and Carmel are both super young. Carmel's 17 or 18.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be like, honestly, they're gonna be the staple of the new generation because if boxing leaves the Olympics, a lot of guys are gonna have to go pro at this age. Like,
yeah, that is
learn on the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these guys are gonna be the example.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to them because they're gonna,
man. His dad's pro a lot earlier.
70-0. That's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I like Joseph. He's a good kid, man. I've got the opportunity to meet him multiple times in person. He's a good kid, man. Trains hard. Trains with Boots Ennis a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In around that Mayweather camp. Yeah, I'm excited. Especially he's at 154, so that's a good division.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Big fights in a couple of years for him.
Yeah. I look at that division as like probably the deepest division in boxing. Like, it doesn't have the biggest names, but like just competition wise, there's a lot of guys that can beat each other in that division.
I mean, Xander Zayas is going to be one of the biggest names in the sport in a couple of years potentially.
Yeah, so. Xander. Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, Xander. I like Xander, man.
Every time my connection goes out.
It's all good. We make it work. Oh, he's been okay. Joseph Dad said he's only been fighting for 1 year. Okay, in the pros. That's what's up, man. I know that kid. He's gonna do work, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Even what's his name that just left Mayweather Promotions as well? Frig, get his name.
I know who you're talking about too. I just saw
Jaleel Hackett.
Yeah.
Hackett.
He just went to Matchroom.
Man. Yeah. Jaleel
He just fought
Hackett.
Pete Dobson on the Boots card.
That was a good win for him because I feel like he beat Pete Dobson better than Conor
Conor
Ben
Ben
beat him.
did. Yeah. That was a big step up too. I mean, he fought like really. I mean, not in a disrespectful way, but nobody knew the opponents he was fighting before, and then he steps up and fights Pete Dobson. He's coming off a fight against Conor Ben. Yeah, he beat him bad.
Pete Dobson. Ain't Pete Dobson from Queens?
Yeah, he
New
is.
York,
He's from Queens, from where
He's
Patricia's
from New York.
Queens in the building. Nah, Pete Dobson is super durable. Like, never seen that guy get beat up like that. Like he was hurting.
Yeah. He's hurt multiple times. Yeah.
He's coming off of 2 losses now, but he gonna come back.
He could definitely still make noises.
I mean, 2 good fighters.
Yeah. He just said that he wanted to fight Brian Norman.
That'd be a solid
Pete
fight.
Dobson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If T.O. don't get it.
He was on another podcast that he wanted to fight Brian Norman. He was like in line to fight Brian, but just because he's coming off 2 losses, he doesn't think that it's going to happen anytime soon, but I think that'd be a fire fight.
Yeah, because Norman's a champion now. He got that got the WBO interim, and he's probably going to be upgraded to full champion soon because Crawford's going to probably stay at 154.
Yeah, he'll be elevated once Crawford steps in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like Tio's going to move up and get that fight against Norman.
Yeah, if he does, man, I'll believe him when he says he wants to fight Crawford then, because, I mean, that's a step in that direction at least.
Tio, he's really chasing greatness, which I like. He's never shied away from a big fight. I mean, Lomachenko, Josh Taylor, and now moving up again. Gotta respect it.
Yeah, I mean, dude's a head case, but, like, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. Like, he really gets in there and, like, fights, man.
And he's talented. He's
really talented. Is. When
athletic.
he's on.
Yeah. It seems like he fights to the level of his opposition because he'll fight guys like Josh Taylor who are, like very high level and make him look easy. And then he'll fight guys like Jermaine Ortiz who aren't on the level of Josh Taylor and Steve Claggett too and not have as dominant performances. So it makes you confused on where he's at. But I think it's just when it's time to step up, he does. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, T.O.'s good for that. That's why I think that Brian Norman will be good. But I don't know if he's too small. Like, we'll have to see, man, because, I mean...
he started at 135.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. He did start at 35, not like some of the other guys who started at 30. Mm-hmm. But I think he could beat Brian Norman. Like, I'm still not sold on Brian Norman. Like, I know he had a good win against Sestelian or whatever his name is, Giovanni.
But the fight before that, he got dropped. But I don't want to say he was lucky in that one, but I was there. I mean, he got dropped bad, and then it was a no decision because of cuts. But I think if he wasn't cut and they didn't have to stop it, I think he could have very easily lost that.
Bocheco, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was surprising to me that had happened because I saw Bocheco lose on Pro Box, I think the fight before that. So I was like, okay, he got an opportunity and he was fighting good against Brian Norman. Could have spoiled the party for sure. But like you said, they called it. Which is unfortunate for Tim Tszyu. They never called his fight because I still say they should have called his fight. But
Tim Tszyu he just announced his next fight, which is on the 22nd, September 22nd, I think. And it was supposed to be Erickson Lubin. But I just heard like a couple hours ago that Lubin had to get pulled because he's, I don't know, not going to be ready by then. So I don't know. I think he might fight Jesus Ramos. I think he might.
Lubin fought on what card did he fight on this year? Canelo, was it?
He fought on the Canelo card last year against Charlo, and he beat what's his face? Jesus Ramos. He beat Jesus Ramos.
Ramos, yeah. Yes.
A lot of people thought that was controversial, but he got the win.
Yeah, Jesus, because they told him he was winning and he just stepped off the gas.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
You can't tell people. You gotta be like, you're fucking losing. Get your shit together.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you
why I
saw
like
what is it, Conceição versus Shaqy Foster? That, oh my
yeah,
god, it's like the worst
yeah,
decision
Mm.
I've ever seen.
that was a perfect example of what happened there.
Mhm.
But like Raymond Ford, his team
Oh
is
my
like that. They
God.
always tell him
Literally,
they
we were all in the back room when Oshaki lost, and we were like, what just happened? We were like, are you kidding right now? That had to be a prank. Where are the freaking cameras?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we need a scoreboard in boxing. I don't understand it.
No, we need a
After
live
every round,
There should be
scoreboard
like a
because
more
there's
official
no
way to
way.
judge fights.
yeah, like every round you put your scoring. So why not just throw that up on the big screen so everybody can see it?
They do that sometimes. In some cards in Mexico, they have open scoring, which like after every round, they'll go to the guy's corners and tell him, "Hey, here's how the judges scored that fight."
Yeah, I know the Olympics did that for a long time.
Mhm.
They would run the scores over, and I feel like that's the best. Like you're gonna get the most competitive fights because if I know I'm down, I'm coming to Lucas Body you. Like I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
Like I'm really coming there to stop
Look at
you if I know I'm down.
the boring fights that has been happening
Because like you
lately.
see guys think they're ahead and they just start cruising and coasting, and it's
Mhm.
like, dude,
And
nah,
they
it's
just be fucking around like they just be standing like this the whole freaking
yeah,
time.
it's like
Just doing the
boxing subjective.
same freaking movements over and over again. And we're like, okay, and
Yeah,
what it's giving is not giving.
Mhm.
but it helps the coaches too because they can see how the fight's being judged and they can give the proper instructions. Like,
Yeah, give the
yo,
guy proper advice on what he
you're
actually
two
needs to
on the
do.
back foot. They don't like it, yo. Let's start moving forward now.
Or if you're winning the
Stuff like
fight, they can
that.
be like, "All right, we're in a comfortable spot. Let's
Yeah,
just get out of here and win the fight." You know.
exactly. And it leaves the fans like the fans are not gonna be like, what the hell? Like we
Mhm.
already see the score. We know what it is.
Mhm.
So I just don't understand why transparency is such a bad thing in boxing. Like
And that
they just
make
make
for a
it
more
up.
entertaining scenario because say a guy's down on the scorecards and he needs a knockout and he knows that he's gonna go for it. You know.
Yeah, man. It's just like in football when a team's down 7 and they're at half field. We all know they're throwing the Hail Mary. Like
Yeah.
that's what they got to do.
Mhm.
And we love to see knockouts in the 12th round. That stuff is
Oh, yeah.
especially when you get a guy out like that. That's
Mhm.
crazy, man. But I don't get it. I feel like the WBC, they would have been the first ones to do it, but it sounds like people say like they're scared of the judge's safety. But I was trying to explain to people like Oshaki Foster was the co-main event. Them
Yeah.
judges were right there sitting, right in front of the main event for Shakur Stevenson. Like they didn't leave the building.
Uh-huh.
So like, what do you mean the judges are gonna get attacked? That's not true. We
Mhm.
can't like boxing is so subjective. You can't tell people how to score a fight. They like what they like. That's just what it is.
Judges need to be held accountable more because, like, think about it. Oshaki, I mean, I think we can all agree. Oshaki outboxed Conceição, you know?
Yeah, he
He,
won. Yeah.
he deserved to win that fight, and by not giving him that decision, you're changing a guy's livelihood, you know?
Yep.
Like, he could continue fighting. After that fight, he potentially could have a unification fight with other champions, but now you're setting him back and making him lose his title when
Right.
he won that fight, you know?
Yeah, he's got to waste time now to try to go get his title back.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, now he's got that stain on his record,
Yeah.
losing a fight he should have won.
But I heard the WBC just ordered the rematch.
Yeah, immediate rematch, which is good. I'm glad they
Deserved.
stepped in and did that.
Yeah. Did what's right.
I need Oshaki though to come in with that spice, that salsa.
I think he'll
You know
definitely
what
try
I'm
and get
saying?
him out of here. Get him out of there in the next
Yeah.
fight because he's not going to let it go to the
Because
judges.
he was sleeping a little bit.
Oh, he was sleeping a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was the fight after Keyshawn, right?
Yes.
Like the
And then
energy was just so
everybody
different.
was falling asleep. Everybody in that arena
Keyshawn fight was
Like
was
Keyshawn fight was
literally
a tone that Oshaki couldn't keep up with.
Keyshawn was in the pocket, in the fire, returning shots. Like that was great. And then we just like you
the
said,
rest of the night.
Shakur and Shaki, like they didn't live up to it.
They
I had
just
turned
made
off the
like,
Oshaki fight and turned on William Zepeda's fight. at that
Right,
point.
yeah,
I
because he
saw
was fighting the
people
same time.
falling
Yeah.
asleep. I saw people falling asleep in the arena
Oh man.
during Oshaki's fight. Like, you know how many people were like, "What just happened?"
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't a action-packed
for
fight for
people to
sure.
come to a fight and you're putting them to sleep, this is a boxing fight.
They bought
Like,
tickets to be there.
let's
and
readjust,
yeah.
please.
Right.
Like, we know you
Yeah.
you guys do what you do. You're trying to survive, you're powerful men. But doing the same thing the whole entire time, making the crowd fall asleep, bro.
Mhm.
Readjust. Especially
Oh,
during a
man.
title match.
Yeah, man. WBC title. Oh
You
man, you got some
would have
love
thought
from
it was
Kazakhstan,
fucking
eh?
nothing.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't giving you were fighting for a title. At
Oh
all.
man, the Kazakhstan fans are Isn't that where Majidov is from? Or is he from
He's from
Uzbekistan?
Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, Kazakhstan. I feel like that's Triple G then.
Yeah, Triple G.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Those guys know how to fight out there.
Mhm.
That's all they do. I swear. Yeah, man. The Top Rank. So Top Rank is coming to Quebec too, and Billy and
Oh, yeah.
Derevchenko.
It's a good card. It's a really good card.
Jeez.
Abdullah Mason's on that card.
Yes, Abdullah Mason, Jahad Tucker. Shout out to
That's cool that
Jahad.
they're getting some of their
Go check
American
him
guys
out.
to go over to Canada for some of those
Yeah,
fights.
and Quebec's pretty big for boxing. Like they love their boxing up there.
Oh yeah.
They've had a lot of champs like Pascal and Boutte, Stevenson, Adonis. So I mean, they're gonna show up and show out. I remember when Betterby fought Callum Smith, we had like a big winter storm up here up north, and
Don't even
people
get. I was
still
supposed to
showed
go
up.
to that fight. And my flight got canceled the night before.
Yeah,
and
and
I
it's still
couldn't make it.
like the fans still showed up, bro, in the winter
Yeah.
storm. Like,
Yeah. I was doing everything I could to make it there. Just couldn't do it.
nah, man, you didn't want to make it there that night. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna show up for that fight for sure. For him, Billy, shout out to him.
Derevchenko is a solid opponent for him. Like,
Yeah,
he
durable.
nearly beat Jaime Munguia last year.
Man, I felt like if he had more in the tank, he would have beat him. He gassed out at the end of the fight.
If he didn't take that body shot and go down at the end of the 12th, I think the scorecards would have had him winning the fight.
Wow. Yeah, Jaime escaped. He did.
Mm-hmm.
But in Billy and Jaime, I'd love to see that. Like, geez.
Oh yeah. And Billy's destined for a big fight after this one if he wins. He's got such an entertaining style.
And that's why I'm trying to tell people. Like, I'm not thinking and Billy's gonna be the world beater, but I think he's gonna get you out of your seat, man, because he's just the way he fights.
Like, yeah. I think that's a guy Canelo could fight and really like, you know what I mean? Like that'd get people high on Canelo again because he'd fight a guy who's like really aggressive. And Billy's beatable. When he fought Carlos Gongora back in 2023, he got hurt multiple times in that fight. So it's not like he's some invincible guy. He's gonna be there. He's got power. He's very aggressive, but he's there to be hit, and he's beatable.
Nah, he is, man. He gets a little wide, which I don't like. Like, Billy gets a little wide with those hooks, but if them hooks land, man, it is over. Like, dude,
I mean, you saw his last fight against Mark
force.
Efron stop him in the first round with a body shot. He's
dangerous. Yeah, he's gonna be something special. And then Jahad Tucker, I love Jahad Tucker, man, because he was doing that whole Xander thing. He was on that Xander train. He's like, I want you, Xander, going to all the press conferences. And then Top Rank threw him in tough, but I mean, he's come through the fire.
He lost that fight, and then after he lost his first fight, I think he went against a guy who was ranked number 5 in the WBA, which is crazy. And then he got a draw out of him, and now he's back winning fights.
Yeah, Top Rank, it was almost like they said, like, yo, you need to chill on this Xander talk. We need to throw you in the fire, bro.
If you want to fight Xander, then beat this guy and earn it.
Yeah. But he's come through it, though. I mean, it seems like now that they're in on him now. They're giving him like easier fights, better fights, and shout out to him, man. Jahad Tucker. It's another New York guy.
New York.
Now my brother's trained with him multiple times. He's a good guy. Yeah, Jahad Tucker. They spar. Yeah, man. What else is going on in the box? We're Ryder season, obviously. That's crazy that he's got like 4 of the 5 biggest companies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We might see this league for real.
Because he
He's
just
got
got
4 of
Golden
the
Boy
5.
and Top Rank today. And that
Yeah,
seemed like
Golden Boy.
He's PBC now. He's got everybody.
Yeah, but PBC didn't sign the partnership deal like those other guys did. That's what we need to see. And I don't understand why PBC wouldn't.
It's like
He's
they're
giving
stubborn.
you 12 dates.
Yeah.
He's going to give you 12 dates. Like,
They don't even
only
have 12
14.
dates now. Like,
yeah. Amazon only gave you 14. Here's another 12.
Yeah. And if PBC wants to keep a good roster of guys, they need to be way more active. They need to draw way more events.
Yeah, they lost Brandon Lee because of that. Like, I'm not saying he was
Jerron Ennis.
Yeah, Boots.
Yeah, everybody fast.
Yeah, Boots. It's funny because like they hate Boots now because he's with Eddie Hearn.
Mm-hmm. That's a bad guy to lose because Boots is gonna be something special. And yeah,
he can sell tickets in Philly. We know that now.
Yeah,
we used to say, can he draw? Well, he can draw in Philadelphia.
Yeah, selling out the Wells Fargo Center is crazy.
Yeah, his first fight back against David Avanesian, like
not against the guy who not a lot of people are gonna know. Later notice guy and still sell out Wells Fargo, which is hosts like the 76ers. Like that's insane.
Yeah, but you were saying Misfits? I've never watched Misfits, so can you fill me in on Misfits?
So, Misfits, KSI. He just signed my boy Cashman Anderson.
Who?
Cashman Anderson. Just watch out for the name. Good friend of mine.
Is that your guy from?
I have to post the rest of our podcast, but Amir Anderson, he is someone to look out for, and he's fighting. They have a fight August 10th.
Wait, he's fighting KSI?
No. He's fighting on KSI signed him.
Oh, okay. So you're saying he's fighting under the promotion.
Yeah. So Cash actually has like a really good story because he was supposed to make the Olympic team, and the commission, even though he won gold at the international.
Oh no. I felt like that was a good story.
I know.
Amateur boxing is so corrupt, man. Jesus.
I'm so pissed that it's the Olympics are dropping it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good for boxing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. You're saying he won gold.
Yes, he's a one-time international gold medalist, 10-time national champion in the amateur ranks. Just signed with Misfits. He was talking to like Top Rank, MVP, whatever.
Wait, he's a boxer?
Yes, he's a boxer.
Oh,
watch
why didn't he sign with Top Rank?
Yeah, why is he fighting on Misfits?
Why are you going on Misfits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I asked the same thing. I asked him the same thing. It was because, the bag, obviously. KSI was willing.
How the boxing fans gonna do him when he try to come over here now.
Well, KSI showed more belief in him.
Okay.
And invested more in him and his ability and his career than, Top Rank MVP, because you want to go with the people who believe in you most and who you trust at the end of the day
that machine
promote your career. However, I think Misfits is trying to grow in the way Top Rank is going and kind of have a sector where it's not just influencers. I think that's the direction that they're trying to go.
So they're trying to go the Jake Paul route because he got a bunch of prospects. Jake Paul does.
Cash is not an influencer. He's not an influencer boxer. He's coming out of his amateur career with the right accolades that a lot of people can't reach in their amateur career. And hopefully August 10th, when he makes his pro debut, it's going to, put him on the right stage. I think with signing with Top Rank, it was like Top Rank has so many fighters on their card that
they
even
do.
if you make your pro debut, you're going to be easily forgotten about. And because since they already have so many fighters, how many fights, how active are you going to be?
Mhm.
Nah,
So
I think Top Rank's good for that though. Activity, like they're really good for that.
The
I
one
know
who's
in the
not
initial
PBC.
contract, like you're like Top Rank, I think they have like when people get signed, they have like a certain amount of fights that they're gonna fight in their first year, and it's gonna be like maybe like once, twice, 3 times in a year, rather
Oh,
rather than no, it's fine.
3
Sorry,
times
that's
in
my
a year.
rather than Misfits, who's probably promising like 5 fights. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or
Okay.
you know, because
they
you
gotta do that
also,
thing because
you also want to sign with a promotion that's gonna let you be active in the early part of your career. So,
no doubt. Like that's why I look like Abdullah Mason got more fights than Keyshawn. Like he's been
exactly.
super
So
active.
watch out for my boy Cashman Anderson because he's gonna make a
Oh,
mark
no doubt.
in the boxing industry. Swear to God.
No doubt. I mean, he going his own route, so shout out to him for doing that.
Exactly. He's not gonna listen to nobody else besides himself and his coach.
Yeah, you gotta do what's best for you. I mean, if he's making life changing money over there, I'm not gonna hate, bro.
Mhm.
You gotta make as much money as you can and get out.
Mhm.
Shout out to a
That's what's
boy,
up.
Cashman.
So Misfits, you're saying does boxing and influencer cards now?
Yeah.
Because I always thought it was just influencers.
You too.
Yeah. It's always been influencers until now. Which I hope they don't make him as just an influencer boxer. Because he's not an influencer boxer. His dream was always to become world champion.
Right.
And he will do such.
That's what's up. Misfits. All I know is
August 10th. Watch out
that
for
was
it, guys.
Dean the Great, right? Dean the Great. He fights on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that backflip on his face. That was funny. Yeah, that's the only dude I know over there, Dean the Great.
Dean be popping out to MVP events as well.
Who, Dean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I know him because he's always trying to call the boxers out, but I know the boxers
He
will beat
trains
him
with
up.
a lot of boxers, I think.
Yeah.
He want to fight Carmel and Shakur. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy?
I
Those
mean,
guys will
hey,
beat him up.
you gotta put your money where your mouth is because I would love to see that.
Dean the Great. Okay, maybe
Carmel.
Carmel, maybe just because where Carmel is right now.
Because this is why I would love to see that. Because influencers who think they can fight real boxers who live and breathe this shit. I love to see people get humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why Jake is never gonna fight no like
on this sports
Jake
name.
fought one real boxer and got humbled. Now it's fighting MMA
like,
guys.
Anybody in the top 5 of cruiserweight will wipe the floor with Jake Paul.
Would demolish him.
Like,
and that's why I'm saying
Apataya, that guy would destroy him.
If you're saying world champion
Ryan Rozicki will put him.
Champion.
Ryan Rozicki will put his head on a platter. Like,
yeah,
that guy just doesn't play boxing. He just fights.
If you're gonna be a world champion, put your money where your mouth is. Fight the right people. Fight like you're gonna be a world champion. I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of the social media shit.
Yo, why Jake Paul call Nico Aliwa? He's like a 60-pounder.
I saw that. Nico said after his last fight that he got offered to fight Jake Paul.
Yeah, a 160-pounder Jake Paul wanted to fight.
And the Mike Perry guy, the guy Jake Paul just fought, Mike Perry, he's a lighter weight guy too.
Wow.
Not anyone his own size.
So he brings these guys up.
Yeah, big time.
So Jake Paul is bringing people up in weight. Okay.
Yeah.
Tank Davis. Leo Santa Cruz and guys.
Yeah.
That's not cool. So Jake, he's a cruiserweight. Yeah, he can't beat those guys. Those guys are violent at cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Chris Billum, like those guys.
But if you want the respect that you think you deserve, you gotta do it.
You just gotta make his way up the rankings. Try to, at least. You know what I mean?
He's got go through at least a sanctioned body, and
pick a sanctioned body. Right way. Pick off the guys who are ranked and try and make your way up the rankings to earn a title shot, not just.
Because I was all for this calling out shit before, but I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the whole MMA experiment's over. You know,
I loved it because like all the MMA fans thought they could beat him. Yes. So they just been getting their ass whooped.
I love the clash of everything here and there, but back to back.
Yeah, like we get it. Like you're gonna bring these MMA guys in here, you're gonna beat them.
This is like a crossover episode that never ends.
Yeah.
Like we need to enter a new season. There needs to be a plot twist.
So he needs to fight. What if he fought like an Andre Ward? Because I saw Andre Ward said his name.
I don't think he touches Andre Ward.
Do it. I saw that shit too.
Andre Ward. I don't even know for Ward. Ward probably looks around 200 pounds right now.
Do not call out the
fought Terrence Crawford.
Yeah. Andre Ward. SOG. But these kids would think he's not that good either. They'd be like, yo,
matter of fact, bring Tommy Fury back. Just like
Tommy Fury. Like, that fight was sloppy.
Mm-hmm. That made Tommy Fury look bad, to be honest.
That an influencer actually went.
Let's do a little rematch with that. Might as well.
Tommy Fury,
Itself.
I thought KSI wanted Tommy Fury.
They fought and Tommy Fury beat him. But a lot of people.
Tommy Fury's making easy money off these guys.
He is he could have went the pro route and went up but he fought two influencers, probably made more money than he's ever gonna make going the real boxing route.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand like the $1 million. Only 1% of boxers make that. Like, that's why I laugh when I'm like, Shakur Stevenson turned down all this money over here, and he's probably not going to get bigger offers anywhere than $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go hit the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, thanks, Ian Greene. Yo, let them know where you at, man.
I'm down in Columbus, Ohio. I'm the founder and owner of Top Boxing News, so make sure to check it out.
Check that out. And Patricia, let them know where they can find you at.
You can follow me on multiple platforms. cornertalk.pmd, Corner Talk Patricia Duong, on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, and then Patricia Expressions for my photography, and _ Patricia Duong for all my daily content.
All right. Thanks for coming out, y'all. Thanks for people in the chat. Love the live. We'll be back obviously with another one, but thanks to the panel, y'all. Appreciate you guys for coming in and doing this with me. Peace.
Having me.